This is Trish Cade, founder of Healerverse. We're on the roundtable today featuring Andrew Seeley, founder of Quantum Cacao. And also, he's got a quantum cacao farm in Costa Rica and a store and like a community. And he's building a retreat center. Without further ado, I'm so excited to put the spotlight on Andrew today. So, a little bit about Andrew. Like I said, we met at the We Are One tour, and somebody said to me, he's the most enlightened man in the world. And I'm like, I need to meet the most enlightened man in the world. And you could just see like the love flowing out of him. And it's like, he just really is a beautiful light in the room and in this world. And he is doing huge things, huge. And honestly, I'm so excited for what he's birthing and just we've only known each other for like a week or something and or like a little bit more. Maybe it's
11 days.
really amazing. 11's a good number. And I'm so grateful that you came into my life and welcome to the Healerverse. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing and how we can work with you and how can we support you and whatever you want to talk about?
Well, I love to start with our why. I feel like why is the most important essence as to what we're doing and the source of what we're doing. And I'm going to start with a poem because I find that poetry is the most potent way for me to get my thoughts across. So this is a poem by me, and it's called Why. Why? If not me, then who? Who else to bring you forth this view? A perspective unique to but a few, as raindrops slide into the moist mountain dew. I am only a reflection of you. Who made who? Realities or parallels to express how the foot fits the shoe. If not you, then who? If not now, then when did it all really begin? The egg or the hen? Humanity's ancient origin to dominate and then crumble yet again. When did this story of self-destruction begin? Why separation from Earth? She is our kin. All one family from beginning to fin. When did we learn love's true definition? From source as we exist on purpose from origin. All light chooses love. Is there really such thing as sin? We find harmony, and together we will win. Why is time the measure to define? As we come to truth, reflections on the spine, all trees with roots to energize all so divine. Nervous that your roots seldom connect to the earth? Well, get out into the sunshine. Need I remind? Humane as stewards to this earth, we are truly intertwined. Since birth, a thread to this cosmic web begins with our ability to align. Balanced harmony with sun, earth, and moon is the most intelligent design of the cosmos. Our purposeful dharma we will find. All stars in a galaxy of constellations weighted in mass for time. Atomic mass or righteous path? Sand seconds fly fast and fine. A gate to fate opens, choose bliss, everlasting, sublime. A new state of mind, heart, mind, regenerative, ascension community is truly intertwined. So that's what I'm here to humbly remind. And that's a little bit about my why. And a little bit about what I do is I'm here to bring Quantum Cacao to the world. I've been here in Costa Rica in this beautiful land. You guys can see here, it's where I practice yoga every single morning and do my meditation and stay tuned to the inner peace that brings us to the awareness of the harmony of all. And I have had the opportunity of stewarding a beautiful old growth rainforest with a absolutely incredible cacao farm that are heirloom species. It's on the Talamanca Mountain, which is a mountain where the Incas, the Mayans, the Bribri, the Olmecs all would trade jade, gold, and cacao. And if some of you are not familiar with cacao, cacao is the essence of what chocolate is made out of. And it happens to be the original currency. So it's what people for millennia have been using for an exchange of value. And so it really is one of the most palpable ways to open heart. And it's something that I find is a really good way to bring people back into their essence, which helps them to produce their art. And so I've been cultivating this community here in Costa Rica because I feel that community is really the key to shift culture. And when we shift culture, then we can actually build forth the regenerative awareness that we know is going to bring forth the golden age of our time. And that's really what I'm here for, is the regenaissance, bringing people into the awareness that the regeneration of this earth can be, and it happens with the keystone species when we choose to be in alignment with our heartfelt intention, and we take the quantum leap from our heads back into our hearts. So that's what I'm here for.
Keep going. It's so good.
Yeah.
I could listen to you all day.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I need some better prompts. Come on, give me something to keep going about.
Okay.
And
That's my job.
Andrew, how did you end up there? Like, what was the calling for you to be there and be involved in this spiritual journey you're on right now?
I would say that the beauty of life brought me here. I've been teaching yoga and meditation since I was 20 years old, and I have had the blessed opportunity of just being in the right place at the right time. I was teaching at Expo West in Los Angeles. Just a little background story on me. I grew up in between Barbados and La Jolla, San Diego, in the southern regions of California. And essentially the beauty of that area really brought me to appreciate nature a lot. So when I went to university at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, I studied microbiology. I got really into the finite matter and how that actually is the building block to all life. And in studying that, that helped me to become more aware that, at the time I was like, oh, I want to become a neurosurgeon. I want to help people who have, whether it's brain aneurysms or strokes or, people who've had deterioration of the brain through Alzheimer's, because my grandfather passed away from Alzheimer's. And I was really touched by that. And so essentially, I wanted to go into medicine. And then when I was 20 years old, I went to my first ever yoga class, and it totally blew my mind. I was completely in a space where I was ripe for that experience. I had had multiple injuries in my ankle from playing years of soccer. As I said, I grew up in between, Barbados, and basically grew up with a soccer ball. Like, as soon as I could walk, I was kicking a soccer ball. So that was the sport of choice in my country. And long story short, I went from an injury in soccer to having a great friend of mine bring me to my first ever Bikram yoga class. And, aside from the guy and his weird antics, he did create a really incredible sequence of yoga postures that he brought to, many places. And I just happened to go to slow Bikram yoga, which is in San Luis Obispo, and practice my first ever yoga class. And I remember in the class, I was sitting there doing the breath exercise in the beginning of the class, and I was late to the class. So they put me underneath the heater in the corner of the class, right in front of the mirror. And around halfway through the class, we were doing some of the balancing postures, and I started to get to the point where I was about to faint. And I started hearing that little that you get when, you know, everything starts to kind of white out and then just kind of start to close in. And I remember I just saw my eye in the mirror. And as I was looking at myself in the mirror, I started having flashbacks of all the different lives that I had practiced yoga. And I remember literally in my body, viscerally feeling the different yoga poses. And it was such a profound experience that I knew that the yoga was already in me and it was like a part of my being, and that I needed to consistently practice this healing art. Because at the time when I went to yoga, the reason that I went was because I couldn't touch my toes. I could barely even touch my shins. I was so inflexible from years of soccer and sprinting, and I'm not like a super big guy, but I was playing, you know, D1 soccer amongst really big, strong guys. And essentially I was sprinting, you know, so I would run as fast as I could to get the ball and get in front of the big defenders so I wouldn't get slide tackled or any of that matter. And that action literally made my knees, my ankles, my hips so muscle bound that when I went to my first few classes of yoga, it was literally like a painful ecstasy. It was, you know, very profound experiences to break through all of this years of scar tissue and years of injury. And so it was very palpable, the healing process that I went through within my first, I would say, 90 days of practicing yoga. And I did a 30-day challenge, and then I did a 100-day challenge. And then after that 100-day challenge, I could finally touch my toes. And that was like for the first time that I could remember since being a little kid. And I was immediately hooked on the practice, and I practiced every single day. And I have been practicing every single day since then. And yoga is really my true point. It's my litmus test. It's my pendulum. It's what really helps me to move into a deeper space of alignment and a deeper space of knowing what's true. Beautiful. So that's kind of how my practice began. And in leading a retreat, actually, that's how I was led to Costa Rica for the first time in 2012. And after coming to Costa Rica in 2012, I started leading detox retreats, mostly for women who were getting off of birth control pills or hormone adjustment pills, specifically to help them reintegrate an alkaline diet. At the time, I was dating a woman who was a vegan chef, and she was, I think, she was 8 years older than me. So she was ready to have babies, and I was not in that space of ready to have babies. So we stopped doing the retreats together. But then I loved Costa Rica so much, so I continued coming to Costa Rica and started leading my own retreats at a beautiful center here called Imaloa Institute in Dominical. And during the pandemic, actually, I came here in February of 2019, and then I came again in February of 2020, and I had just come from Bali, where I was leading another retreat. And when I came to Costa Rica, my friend who was the founder of Imaloa, he was like, hey, we're going to do this whole detox retreat to help people, strengthen their immune system during these times of this virus. And I had no idea what was going on because I had just come from Bali, and Bali was, free, and they're doing their blessings every morning. And it was just a whole entire different narrative. And so I came to Costa Rica, and I was like, oh, perfect. Let's film some classes for this detox retreat. And this is the end of February. And then beginning of March, bam, all of the borders and everything was shut down. And I really had the opportunity to think to myself, where do I want to be for the next 10 years of my life that I can really plant the seeds for living in a space that is as holistic as the practices that I'm sharing. And the place that I've been to, that I've thought about, that I really do love is Costa Rica. Not only because of the nature, but also because of the Pura Vida lifestyle. The people here are really living a pure life. They're deeply dedicated to conservation. And on top of that, they are a country without an army. Like, that in its essence shows the sense of peaceful nature that the people here are practicing. And it really comes down to the way that they live and the essence of the space. And I also feel it's like the union of the eagle condor prophecy, being that, we have the eagle from the Northern Americas and the condor from the Southern Americas, and then we have the meeting of the two in the Central Americas. What's the center of all those spaces? Costa Rica. So there's a lot of magic blossoming here. There's a lot of really incredible communities that are here that have been practicing, teaching, and sharing this wisdom for quite some time. And I feel like it's a little epicenter and an incubator for practices that bring us back to our inner divine.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Thanks for asking.
I literally could listen to you all day. It's so peaceful and serene. Okay, so Sid said in the group chat, he said, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but he said, teaching since 20, how many years is that? If you know how.
I'm 36 years young in Earth years.
Yeah. And then he said, kindred spirit, soccer to yoga to Bikram and beyond.
Yeah. Bikram was my start, but then I got really deep into Iyengar yoga. One of my teachers, her name is Sean Korn. She's like a yoga activist. She was really the first person who really blossomed my yoga practice. And then from there, I went to learn from Sienna Sherman, who is an Anyasara teacher, who really weaves together the lore and the storylines behind the mythical beings that are part of the Hindu pantheon. So, tapping into Durga and Lakshmi and Saraswati, which are the divine Trimurti of the goddesses, and then really diving into, Shiva and Vishnu and Krishna, and learning more about the divine, masculine as well, and really weaving those storylines into the actual practice of these postures. And each one of these postures really holds the essence of an opportunity for enlightenment. And that's why they're called asana, because each one holds a space for us to reach a complete balance of the feminine and the masculine, the light and the dark, the essence of balance. And so that's really, what has led me to this, is just practicing every day and having incredible teachers who have led my way. And so, yeah, Sean, awesome.
What does your morning look like? What does your morning look like?
I would say that every morning really is unique depending upon the amount of work that I have for the day. Some mornings I wake up at 4:30, get ready and do my meditation, do my mantra, and then head over to the farm and get into the soil with the cacao. Other mornings I wake up and I take my time, and like this morning I woke up around 5 or so, enjoy the sunrise. The sunrise is right over these mountains here in the distance, and then from there I get into making tea. I love tea. I drink tea every single morning, whether it's moringa with hibiscus or gotu kola with ginger, which is what I had this morning. I love herbs, and I think that plants are really the essence to bring us into the healing space, because the plants are absorbing the sunlight and the moonlight every single day and really tapping into the essence of the earth. And so when we indulge in those wonderful plants, they really imbibe us with the spirit of the sun and with the spirit of the earth and the moon. And ultimately, those plants then activate us into the day. So after drinking tea and doing a little bit of meditation, then I'll journal and I'll write about, a reflection of yesterday, any like residual thoughts that have come up in my meditation. And then also my goals for the day, what I intend to create, what I intend to see forth. And then from there, I will usually, if I have enough time, I'll do like a little light practice. Maybe it'll be 30 minutes, maybe it'll be an hour. If I have a lot of time, I'll usually do like a 2-hour practice, but that's usually on the weekends. And then by say 8:30 or so, I'm on the computer, knocking out emails, responding to orders for cacao, having conversations with the regenerative organic certification to get the community of co-ops of cacao growers in the southern region of Costa Rica together. I've got all kinds of things that I'm doing, so it's literally nonstop. But I usually do meetings and calls and emails from 8:30 until 1 o'clock, and then I have a smoothie, and then I'll go back to meetings and calls, and most of them are online. Some of them I do have to do in-person drop-offs of cacao and chocolate bars and all that jazz. But that usually runs me until around 3 o'clock, and then I'll eat a nice little meal around 3 or 4, and then I have the evening to decompress, journal, talk to family, and do more of like the holistic, relaxing things. So yeah, that's my vibe. That's my flow.
Thank you so much for sharing, because I want to be more like you. So I'm like, what does he do?
Let's hang out. Let's hang out more. Come on. Be in the same space. All my yoga teachers have always taught me the
I'm
best
coming
way
to
to
hang out
learn
there 100%.
to be together.
Yes, yes. Do you not only, do you eat once a day?
Yeah, usually once or twice. Like it depends upon how strenuous my day was and how hungry I am. But I have a smoothie, and the smoothies are like I'm like one of those like everything but the kitchen sink smoothie, like bananas, mangoes. I'll have some jackfruit today, and I'll also drink cacao. And cacao is very nutritionally dense. Tons of polyphenols, anandamide, theobroma. Literally God molecules. There's a reason that the Maya and the Olmecs, the Aztecs have been drinking cacao since the beginning of time, and it's because it's literally a superfood. So I'll drink a cup of cacao and tea and a smoothie, and that'll have me going until around 4 o'clock, and then I'll have a meal, maybe throw down some like a bok choy salad with some chickpeas and a little bit of rice and quinoa and some mushrooms. I'm fully plant-based. I've been fully plant-based for since I was 20 as well. Because when I started practicing yoga, I realized that a lot of mucus and a lot of phlegm was coming up. And at the time, I was only eating chicken and fish and cheese and that kind of stuff. So then my diet started to become more light as I transitioned into practicing more yoga, because I was like, I didn't want to have this heaviness of the mucus and all this phlegm coming up. And I had a good friend of mine who was a nutrition major, who was a plant-based athlete as well. So then I just jumped on that train as well, and it's been wonderful ever since. So yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. A lot of Olympians and CrossFit athletes are vegan, and some of my strongest friends are vegan as well. And I've heard this limiting belief from so many people, and I had it too, that how that's not even possible. It's lonely to not eat meat, to be honest with you, sometimes because of where I live. But yeah, since 2021, I have not had animals. And I love the trees more, and I nurture my dog in a different way. And yeah, it's one of those things. I don't tell people what to do, but it's teach their own. Teach their own. Yeah. So I think Sid was saying that it was 25 years ago when I assisted Sean at Being Fearless Conference, studied Linger with Baron and Rodney before
Yeah.
teaching them both. Nice to cross paths. Sid's also taught at the White House. Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking
Yeah.
at that. I was like, Sid's got some yoga in him. That's a lot
Yeah.
of beauty, and I'm super excited to have the opportunity to touch base in person at some time, or whenever the time aligns, Sid. But yeah, that's awesome. Yogis.
Yeah, 47 years young. Yeah,
Rocking it.
yeah.
We've got some
Zachary,
hands up. Maybe we want
yeah,
to.
Zachary, do you want to ask a question? Yeah, hitting unmute. Let's see.
Oh,
Hey,
hey there.
hi.
Andrew, we met at the Starseed Universe gathering, didn't we?
That's what I was gonna say. You look super familiar. I was literally like, when you started talking, I was like, this guy, I've for sure met him.
You know, I remember your energy so vividly. Like you are like a Quetzal or something, just like coming into the space just so luminously. You really embody like what you're saying is not just nice words. Like you really are embodying it. And I think like embodiment is so important and it's been so missing from the whole spiritual discourse. You know, it's like you have the embodied people that are all body, and then you have the people that are all brain or all like high air spiritual, and like the bringing together of all the elements into like a living, breathing, dancing being. It's just so inspiring to see that. And I really felt like a really powerful kinship and just a grace, you know, when we connected. What a great gathering that was too. There were so many cool people there.
Yeah, man. The Starseed Planetary Convergence, I think, is what it was, or the Prophetic Tao was what we were about, right?
That's it. Prophetic Tao. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We were at Sununa or whatever that place was called.
Yeah,
At
Zunanai and
Atitlan.
Lake Atitlan. Yep. And
And the up
that's,
games.
yep. Up games with our sweet brethren. Yeah.
We went to the future. We danced, we sang, we drank some good cacao.
Yeah. I
We did,
actually, I
I
remember
don't
we
know if
did
you
a
did it
whole,
too, but we did some sweat. That was an amazing journey. So great to see
it
you
was a
again.
beautiful day. I remember that, and yeah, it was wonderful. And that's like, I mean, that's the beauty of really, I think, coming into those spaces and realizing that we're all on our path, tuning into exactly where we need to be at the right time. And I think that when we're in those spaces, it just brings us back. It's like a constellation of stars, just all having the opportunity to shine together. And we all take our rounds tuning in and shining in different places and sharing that light in different epicenters, and then we have the opportunity to align again. And that's the beauty of this world that we're living in.
It's a beautiful thing that like we have this really beautiful like interlaced lattice of star seeds and constellations that it's like when you're in the new earth, it's a small world because it's a new world. There's not that many of us who've really figured this out and jumped into the new timeline. So it's like when you meet those people that you're just woven together with, you know, like meeting Trish was just like, oh, we've known each other for light years. Like I love it when you're like, you just keep running into the same people over and over again because the universe is clearly like, y'all are meant to be homies. So yeah, it's
So
great.
I want to touch on that because, the reason that we were in Guatemala was to really bring forth this concept of all of these regenerative projects coming together to create a lattice of internodal connectedness. And like, it still really hasn't happened. Like Wayne was speaking about, having like a sense of bringing this together. And I really feel that it's so imperative for us to have a network or a platform that actually has the social aspect to it, the opportunity for us to actually commune online, and then also has the opportunity for us to commune in person. Because like you spoke of, Zachary, embodiment. Like, what more precious is it to be in the same space, to drink the cacao together, to dance together, to really be celebrating this life together? Because, although it is wonderful to connect over Zoom or over technology, it's like that's just one step to bring us closer to that in-person, real community. And community is building the homes that we intend to live in, planting the seeds that we intend to indulge in, sweet fruits that come to blossom. Like, all of these things are part of what bring us back to that awareness that we as humans are meant to thrive and live together. And so that's what I'm excited about. That's why I'm here in Costa Rica building what I'm building. On the 67-acre cacao farm, we're building a regenerative community that's all about being a modern monastery for wisdom keepers to come and share their wisdom. It's one thing that I've realized in traveling the world and, learning from all of these incredible yogis is like, there's not really a space for healers and for people who are really dove into their specialty to actually have a time to live and to like dive deeper into their art and to have more of that tutelage that has brought forth, some of the most incredible artists that we know of today. And it all comes from like that deep integration, that real human connection on a day-to-day basis. And that is something that I feel that our culture today lacks. And that's what I would love to fulfill, what I'm intending to fulfill, what my life purpose is right here, right now in Costa Rica.
Yeah, I know that you're going to fulfill it. I know you are. Like you hold the codes for that. Yeah, you do. And what's interesting is that I've seen some platforms pop up that are trying to kind of like facilitate like the blockchain or whatever, right? Let me just lower this quick. The blockchain or whatever. I just put somebody on the blockchain like a week and a half ago, in Belize, actually, like that's acquiring a farm, a huge farm, and giving it back to the Mayans because literally their land was taken. And so I did help to get it on the blockchain, but still, there's a lot of other things on the blockchain, and maybe that's what Peace Tribe is besides like the healers and the practitioners, is bringing people together on an actual online platform that they can find each other and be able to come together in the virtual, but then also showing people where they can go in the physical.
Yes.
Yeah, because I need that too, and being super selective with who I go around and stuff. But but to be able to have that opportunity to like be able to, because it's very challenging to be a light worker and to go into dense rooms, and it's a lot of work to regenerate. So maybe it's kind of like how like the monks, they meditate together, and thank God they do that for the rest of us all day, right? Because they're able to uplift the codes and the frequencies of the rest of everybody else because of all the work that we're doing, because they're doing, because we're all connected. But I would love to be able to like, and there it's cool. Marielle just popped on here too, and Diane's doing something, I think in Japan. Um, but it would be really cool to be able to share space with everyone and just peace and serenity, like not just wording, but like actual embodiment together and to be able to find our people. Yeah, yeah, that would be amazing. And I'm not sure that I'm the best with my words today, but this is from the heart. Okay, Diane said Taiwan. That's great. Yeah, Diane, if you want to type a question in the chat too, and I'm going to hand it over to Phyllis.
Yeah, I think that Diane was raising her hand for a while.
Yeah.
So I've been following your work for a little while, Andrew. So thank you for all the work and energy that you have brought to the planet. I appreciate that. So my question to you is, other than your daily practice as a yogi and practicing yoga, do you offer any other modalities for people other than just being a yoga teacher?
Yeah, so I offer spinal decompression, which is a form of, easiest way to put it is it's a mixture of Thai massage and inversion therapy. And so it uses the principles of acro yoga, but more of the lunar principles, which have to do with meridian awareness and also utilizing the gravitational pull to be able to decompress the spine. So I kind of created my own system that takes Thai massage, acro yoga therapeutics, and spinal decompression and puts it all together. So that's something that I share and teach. I'm getting my cacao delivery. This is my beloved Kim. She delivers me cacao while I'm out.
Morning.
Hi, good morning. Hi.
She's a cacao guardian and has been working with the women collectives in Guatemala, and now is here helping with some of the magic that I do with Quantum Cacao. And yeah, we've been living in Costa Rica together since December, so it's been really beautiful.
Yeah, nice to meet you all.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
You too. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. That's what's in that today?
Tahini,
Tahini,
Tonka,
tonka,
Rose,
lion's mane. I taste the lion's mane.
Lion's
Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So that's the spinal decompression is the modality that I love to share as a more in-person deep dive, and then I also do what I call lifestyle mastery coaching. So really helping people to dive into a deeper sense of mastery within their own being, so that they can then actually have the opportunity to excel in anything that they choose to put their mind to. Because I feel that we all have our inner master that just needs to be awakened. And each one of us has the resources to be able to polish that shine. And that's really all I'm here to do, is just to help polish that shine so that people can really tune in and align to what is their mastery within this lifetime.
I
So
love
those are the
that.
two.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, happy to share.
Yeah, can you tell us more about Quantum Cacao? And so currently it's available online, and so you already are like really ready to go. Like you already birthed this, you have a beautiful farm, you also have a space that people can come to. And additionally, you have like gotten licenses recently that you're going to be able to really distribute worldwide. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So I would say that I am first off so excited about Quantum Cacao, and it's just like it's my heart right now, because it's one thing to be able to like tap into someone's field and help them, you know, integrate, whether it's a spinal decompression or yoga class. That's all in person, so that's like, you know, one-on-one. But cacao, like this can go worldwide. We just got our international shipping license, so come September we'll be shipping worldwide. You can order online. And we also are here in Costa Rica. So if you happen to come to Costa Rica, we have a cafe called the Quantum Cacao Cafe, where you can come, you can enjoy a cup of cacao. Every single Sunday, we have what's called Ritual Sunday, where we allow artists to come and to perform and share their art. So we have like a little like full performance of like a, you know, revered DJ or, you know, singer songwriter, and then we have an open mic after that where people get to share. Sorry about that, I was just getting a call. But yeah, so the open mic is where people have the opportunity to share their own specific magic, and it happens every Sunday, and it's like literally a testament to how we as a community can come together. And one of the most important things that I feel that we cultivate is a fire. So we have a backyard area, we have a fire, and everyone, you know, puts their intention, puts it into the fire, which is alchemy. That's the way to actually bring the intention into this dimension. And it's one of the most awesome ways to bring community together around the healing nature of cacao. Because we all know that, you know, alcohol consumption is at an all-time low, which is great, because people are now discovering that there are other alternatives out there that are so much more enlivening, uplifting, elevating, and have these entheogens in them that help to bring us back to an awareness of what we're really here to do as humans, which is to steward the golden age that we are here for. And so I feel that, you know, coming into community and really having the opportunity to share is huge. And then from there, we lead these wonderful cacao tours at the farm. So people come into the cafe, they love the chocolate, they want to learn more about the beauty of this incredible cacao and where it comes from. And we have heirloom species that grow inside of the old growth rainforest here in Costa Rica. So you can take a walk through the old growth rainforest and see 400-year-old ceiba trees and incredible, all types of different trees. We got durian trees, jackfruit trees, mango trees, avocado trees, soursop, and everything. So we're cultivating a space where it's a syntropic garden that's all built around giving people an actual in-person experience of these plants that so many people hear about. This superfood, oh, moringa. You can go and see the moringa tree. It's right here. You can pick some leaves and eat it right off the tree. The best way to have it. So that's what I'm excited about. And cellular generation for healing. Let's do it. Vibrational healing. Yes. So we actually have, I'm reading Diane's messages here. So we have a teammate on my team. He is our vibrational frequency genius. His name is Torkum. And Torkum is also a soundscape engineer. So he creates the soundscapes for the Opus beds. You ever heard of the vibrational beds that you can lay on and receive really incredible frequencies? So he has a really beautiful dome that is in Los Angeles. And so you can go and visit his dome space in Los Angeles and actually be able to experience Quantum Cacao there. It's the only place in LA where we actually have the cacao served, and they do Sunday sound baths, just like we do Sunday cacao rituals in Costa Rica. So we're setting up these little nodes, which are literally the network of how the cacao is spreading, kind of like the mycelium, but of the cacao, to really bring people into a space where they feel safe, to bring people into a healing space, and most importantly, to bring them back to their heart's purpose.
Thank you for sharing.
So that's a little bit about the network of what we're building. And just, I'm going to also touch to this, Trish, just because
Go ahead.
Right now we're ramping up our production so that we have the ability to be able to meet the demand. Right now we're selling out like every single week here in Costa Rica. And that's why we're getting new machinery that is larger. We're fundraising. So if you know investors who are super excited about these types of ecosystems that are really building the future that we intend to inhabit, like this is what I'm all about. And I'd be more than happy to share more about what we're doing as far as our plan of action for those funds. We have bamboo building that happens at the cacao farm. Actually, I want to show you guys real quick because the cacao farm is pretty epic, and you gotta see it to believe it.
Yes, please do. That's actually what I was going to ask you about. You read my mind.
So this is the farm.
Come and get some mango.
This is our horse Rumi.
Yes.
Like now I'm on camera and coming for nothing.
Bringing some friends to the farm.
I see you, Rumi. There we go.
We've got
There we go. It's mango time. Great to see you,
we've got
Rumi.
2 horses. We've got a whole entire area that we repropagated with cacao.
Wow.
We do everything with the earth. So we use the bamboo as the pots.
Teamwork, teamwork, teamwork.
That's Chakra. He's our farm manager. And then this is the cafe. This is every Sunday, people coming together, dancing, communing. And yeah, this is what we're all about, is like really creating an ecosystem so that it's not just, a product. It's not just a cafe. It's not just a farm. It's all of those things interwoven, because I feel that the way of the future is to really integrate all of these aspects into living, because that's the essence of life. Like, you want to live a holistic lifestyle that not only incorporates your health and your well-being, but also that sense of wealth, creating more abundance so that we all have the opportunity to share within this ecosystem. So that's what I'm stoked about, and that's what we're building with Quantum Cacao.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you shared that, because that's what I was going to ask you. And you did. That was my question. Thank you. It's beautiful. So I just shared in the chat too, the Healerverse Telegram. And in there, after this, I'm going to go in there and share all the links from Andrew that are shareable. And yeah, like, right now he's raising capital for the cafe and production and everything. And right now, you can be an investor like for a limited time, basically, because it's going to close soon, the whole round. And it's honestly an amazing opportunity for anyone to invest in something not only that matters, but that's going to be very successful. If you don't know, like, it's actually a commodity cacao. And I think too, based on the way things are going, sometimes people don't realize how powerful and abundant it is. You buy a Hershey's chocolate bar and it's honestly disgusting. This is the opposite. It's the opposite. And Diane, you could text in the chat, you can, because we're wrapping up. If you want to type something in the chat. So yeah, so it's literally so elevated. I mean, I was zooming from having the cacao, and also like if you can feel Andrew's energy, you can feel the power of everything that he is doing in Costa Rica, and we can only hope to embody what he's embodying there in the US. So, and Andrew wrote, we will have classes available at the farm come February of next year. We're building a facility for teaching and such now. And also, I want to say too that you can work with Andrew one-on-one. And how else can we work with you?
One-on-one, or I have retreats. I have one coming up in September and then another one in December. September's here in Costa Rica, and then the one in December is in Parejas, Mexico. So yeah, I'll have both of those up on, I'm going to put them on the Healerverse so that we can all just have it in one space. And then, yeah, that'd be easy to see it. And yeah, let's keep everything dialed in. The Humanitarian Founders Group, I'm in there. And then, yeah, I think that, yeah, keeping communication in those spaces so that we can continue to uplift and make magic.
Amazing. Yeah, I would say that a lot of people on this call are in the Humanitarian Founders group chat because they're doing really big things.
Awesome.
And that's kind of like who came today, which is so aligned and so much magic. Andrew, I love you. You're amazing.
Appreciate you so much, Trish. Thank you for creating this incredible gathering, this absolutely heartfelt container of tuned in, truly on purpose beings. So
Yes.
may the Healerverse thrive on, and I'm excited to be a part of it and excited to get to know you all more and have some more quality time on the dance floor.
I love that you slid that in there. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, indeed. Much love.